Okay. I was waiting to see if this thing was gonna explode or not. It did not. Anyways. Oh, it's the horses. We're just gonna leave these guys here. Anyways, we are back. Let's continue the story. I will not be reading more of those tombstones. They didn't seem to do much. I realized, I think this is episode 192. Like, this has been going on for a while. Like, a long while. This game... A lot to do. Not all of it has been interesting. Actually, most of it hasn't been interesting, but the stuff that has been interesting has been very interesting. So let's continue with what's interesting.
Here at last. We lack only Damien now. I'm worried something might have happened to him.
Captain seems like a man who can take care of himself.
Perhaps he can, but this Cintrian appears to be no common bandit. He managed to steal ducal wine from under my guardsman's noses. We only learned of it through a fortunate coincidence. And it was he who specified the victims for the vampire. One must be exceptionally confident to blackmail such a monster.
Still don't know this Cintrian's behind the kidnapping and blackmail. Might have just handled the theft of the wine.
Even if it's so, he then sold the wine to the blackmailers. As I see it, that makes him an accomplice.
Need to find the Cintrian, whether or not he's responsible for the murders. Even if none of it's his doing, he could still know our blackmailer's identity. Besides, it's one thing to know who ordered the killings. Other thing entirely, and just as important, is why they... Someone's coming.
Captain, why so long? We expected you hours ago.
This Cintrian does not work alone. We are fighting an organization, not one man. Bandits attacked us, not a small force either. One of my boys has a broken arm, another a shattered knee, lamed for life. And the word on the street is there's a hefty bounty on your head, Geralt.
Okay.
Used to it. Not the first time I've been hunted.
Must you always? Now, the port warehouse where the wine was delivered, we identified it, then learned who had hired it out. This proved to be a beggar, a stand-in. We found him. He admitted all. A man had paid him to sign the lease, a man he met while begging outside the pheasantry. There, fate lent us a hand. A waitress recalled spilling wine on a nobleman who spoke with a Cintrian accent.
What did he look like?
Her description was not helpful. Handsome, well-dressed, with a beard. No distinguishing marks. This could be anyone. But she remembered his female companion very well, as she recognized her. On the Cintrian's arm was Cecilia Bellant.
The singer? I've heard of her. She's said to be gifted, fairy.
The same. We went to her home immediately. Cecilia was not there, but we questioned her servants. A chambermaid claimed Cecilia is to meet a Cintrian gentleman tonight. She'd invited him to a reception mounted by the Mandragora.
Alright.
The Mandragora. What's that?
A club, an affiliation of local artists. Painters, sculptors, troubadours and dancers.
Never heard of it.
They exude mystique, consciously, I think. Behaving like an exclusive cabal. Artistic elites. Every now and again they mount soirees. Only wealthy patrons are invited. All arrive in elaborate masks, then drink and flirt.
Sounds like something Geralt would like to enjoy.
Gotta nab the Cintrian. Seems we have to go to that get-together.
You read my mind, Witcher. I shall gather my men, surround the establishment. Not a mouse will squeeze through.
Out of the question. If the Cintrian truly does have men about the city, he will find out and escape once again.
Duchess is right. Need to be careful. Best go there, blend in with the crowd.
Precisely what we shall do.
We, Your Grace.
Geralt and I. In that sort of company, the Witcher could use my help.
Where's the event gonna be held?
The Mandragora always assembles at the same place, a residence in Oatville. It's a very distinguished district. Geralt, you must don appropriate attire. Then meet me in Oatville, in Mountebank Alley.
A little bit predictable. I was actually about to say, let me guess, Geralt and Her Highness is gonna go together. But I didn't want to interrupt the cutscene. And I also wanted to say that they're probably gonna shrug, but again, didn't want to interrupt. Oh shit, that's a lot of things. You have another book I can read? No, just wax. Please allow me to not have to swap my...
Audacious rat, the Cintrian. But we'll get him.
Crap. One time I needed a book.
I should double the patrols, just in case.
Yeah, you doubled the patrol. Put on clothes Anna Henrietta will consider appropriate for the soiree. Well, crap. Well, should we roleplay a little? Where do I buy like fancy pants, overpriced clothes? Oh.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Personally, I don't care for fancy pants clothing. The few times I have had to spend money on it, it felt like a waste of money.
Send the whip away those running riot. Our duchy values.
Literally no interest in it.
Ah, welcome.
I think I played.
All jests.
I'm...
Alright, well, I can... Well, this seems kind of fun. I think we've wore this before, right? Let's go with this one. This is Beauclair after all, so... Can also buy the wolf mask. I think I have one, but whatever. Did not find... Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. The rest of the set. Here's the gauntlets. Does that mean I actually have the weapons as well? I'll check that in a sec. Just get rid of this. Didn't really make my money back, did I? Don't you worry, game. I have more junk to sell you. There we go.
Thanks.
Ever your servant, sir.
I'll take this, thank you very much. Do you have some books, sir? Seems like it. No? What? Come on. One book. My god. One time I need a book. Yeah, so we have the steel sword. We don't have the silver sword. Yeah, the silver sword. It clearly says 6 pieces, you know. Well, If it is important, I'll Google it later. Let us put on this nonsense. Can I style his beard? Let's go to a stylist real fast.
Patrolling on an empty stomach.
Wherever the hell that is. Ah, crap. I know I ran into a couple. Ah, there. Let's see if we can improve the beard situation.
Welcome, Sir Geralt.
Need a bit of grooming.
Oh, we can't give him a better beard? Oh, well then. I thought we were gonna give him a little bit of a cooler beard, but that's just gonna shave off the beard. We don't want that. Alright, let's go.
Who'd have thought?
Let us go. Let's go to this naughty party.
Welcome you to another festive evening.
Ooh, don't push.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Well, well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. My, Geralt. Not bad at all. And you've even a mask. Just not the kind required.
Huh?
They're a little different, the ones Mandragora members wear. I've brought you one. Put it on.
Bad.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious. The truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go. Soiree's started.
Mm-hmm. Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
I didn't hide my weapons. What? I actually forgot to take them off.
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find her, we find him.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
We're not gonna check for
Tell us about
IDs
these
or...
performances.
This evening, the Mandragora
I mean,
has
I
the
guess
honor to present
I don't have
three
IDs, but you
superb
know.
displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. We would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
But maybe like a secret password or something, just so they won't let anyone in.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belant.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Clue.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
This guy's so chatty.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaveri orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
Let's go talk to this owner. Take part in the soiree entertainment. So dear reward, man.
We must throw off the manacles.
This is definitely done. Let's go.
Absinthe. The preferred hooch of artists.
Careful, it packs a pretty powerful punch.
I've built up a pretty powerful resistance.
What else will they think of? If they can't
Can
agree,
I get up to
Existence. It is irrevocable.
that lady up there? Why does this sound like a Halloween tune? I seriously doubt they played that kind of depressing stuff in this time. Or maybe they did. I thought this era they played way more like jolly things to lighten up the mood. That's funny.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. The paintballs, cast them at the canvas.
Who's talking? Oh, there she is. Alright.
Please do not disturb.
What are we supposed to do?
Good folk, yet another. An artist lapse in
The paradigm manifested.
Paradigm, paradigm. Oh, the damn thing.
Shh, silence. The artist must focus. Purple, quite the noble color. Splendid.
Okay.
the sky over Toussaint before
I got it. It's the
Sorry,
shooting tile.
It's not a landscape.
Drop them in the pail
It's a
and grab a
manifestation of the
different
man's
array.
soul.
Blue blood is all I see.
Should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different.
Sure, let's take a different one.
yellow. Why ever yellow?
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
I can't say what this is. But hold on, can I take the red one, please? I can't say what it is that I'm painting, but the more creative ones among you will probably know. There we go. Actually, if I take the red one,
Scarlet, crimson oxblood. Nice lips, full sensually parted.
pure art. Am I childish? Yes, I am. No! This little thing bump on the side, I can't have that. Let's try to enhance the the jewelry.
That green, lush and verdant as a field of
I think I need to throw something here to like undo this bulge on the side. Let's throw one over here as well.
voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder.
Ponder as much as you want.
The painting depicts spiritual dualism, the continual battle between good and evil, and defiance.
I guess, sure.
Oh yes,
That's-
that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
This painting
Artists. That's me.
very
Impressive, huh?
Look at the mage.
Admit it,
I
you're
believe he's
impressed.
casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
Where?
Saraba Durandum Kalabatishta Sabeshkehi Beshkehi. Aren't they?
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
Okay, let's go troll the magician.
Ah,
That's clearly...
beautiful.
Oh, we're done. Okay.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good the dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
Okay.
It's an outrage. We are busy. We wish to be alone. Please, leave. As for that stipend, I'm sure you understand.
Just don't mind me. Just stealing everything.
But are you please leave? This is a private
How
outfit.
fair is your
Consider
head,
yourself
sir?
greeted.
Outrage.
Is that a hanky-panky room? It's not that private.
Pretentious. I was prepared for all sorts of criticism, but pretentious.
What, somebody called his art pretentious? Poor guy. Ah,
Do not disturb. Shoo, shoo.
It's the right flower.
Of course it is. A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
okay, good. Cover that stuff up. I mean, I did just paint a sausage on the wall, but let's hope that one sneaks past. But that stuff, the hanky-panky toys, that's not gonna sneak past the scanner.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me.
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Oh, I see.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But
Ah,
why?
Centrian noble you came here with.
It's gonna be
Wanted to
work.
ask you about him.
Cintrian Noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
Well, that's gonna be some post-recording work.
Please, I remind you.
Great. You're gonna have to expect some black boxes and some cutscenes.
It's very...
So meaningless too, you know?
Love letter penned on a napkin.
What the? Okay. Oh, my dearest love, a lone ray of sunshine and the ferment of life, I shall speak from my... Okay, Jesus. Okay, a guy named Fabian. It's a bunch of compliments. I would understand to be waiting still, had not you appeared at tonight's soiree in the company of that womanizing, carousing, drivel, scribbling, pretentious pig named Alphonse the Reside. When I saw that these were not compliments, obviously. Okay. He's shit talking this Alphonse guy. And confessing his love. Great.
Oh, my amour, my sunbeam flittering across the firmament of my life. Treacly refuse.
The great one. But he's a...
Color is but the shadow of deliberations on the nature of existence.
Let's look by the
It is
refreshments.
irrelevant to the work's ultimate meaning.
Here are refreshments.
Good health.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was
Empty
Oh,
heart-shaped
shit.
box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
Empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Cintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
Geralt the sheep sniffler. Let's sniff this out.
Color is but the shadow of deliberations on the nature of existence. It must be someone famous, I tell you.
Aren't they even? Because the right cuff seems somewhat
Save.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Okay.
Quickly, upstairs.
No, really? Upstairs? Thought we were going down through the floor. Good thing she pointed that out, or else we wouldn't have figured out that. I don't know what stairs are for.
That must be Cecilia.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana. At once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Maybe listen to Geralt. I agree with the non-splitting up thing.
Tore down the door. Made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too.
Yeah, that's not easy. What the hell? Look at the thickness of this door.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony.
I mean, I'm sure it's easier to rip a door off these, like... No, they're probably not made out of wood. What do you call those? I forget what those are called. That can't be easy.
Bloody handprint. It's his.
Most people probably can't even kick a door in. This guy just ripped it off and lifted it outside.
Climbed this ladder. Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil. Footprints, made by soiled boots. Could still be here. Need to stay alert.
Steal a little bit? Hell.
Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor.
Must have been somebody in here.
Bloodstains. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Sconce is bent. Smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it? Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for. Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like. Hunting knife. Richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably.
Who fell down? Can I jump out? Just out of curiosity. No. No. Alright.
Locked. No key in sight.
How's that possible? Maybe the person is still here?
Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this, must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centrian must have been the flyer.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centrians killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail.
Different accent than the people around here. Think those statues are fine?
Red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
This is bullshit. This guy has been described as tall, broad shoulders, and he ripped the door out of his frame, lifted it outside, and made a pathway with it. I'm not buying it.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centrian must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the Lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Also find the corpse. See if there's anything there. Actually double check that this is the Centrian.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
That guy seems pretty big and strong. He could rip a door off its hinges. Hinges, that's the word. There it came to me. Hinges.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Sonreal and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether. My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Siana knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
That's like a funny prank. I'm just kidding.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft, was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys. But I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen. Or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Dun Tyne, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. You must make sure of that.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire. We are lending our combined resources to the Witcher's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally.
Oh, she's a vampire too?
Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Seem surprised. Why?
I never would have suspected Regis to find common ground with a Witcher.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only two options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. For what might a monster wish to apologize to a Witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Can't fault him for that.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the Witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire.
So it's getting kind of long.
I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith. An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a Witcher, and the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detlaf here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlaf believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore. That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renna.
Talking. I don't mind the talking, but I wish they would just give us a break every half an hour or so.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Oriana. She really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long. But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renna must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detlaf, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detlaf here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detlaf. Good luck, my friend.
Splendidly, Detlef. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to two exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish the second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out? You have exceptional friends. This Detlef, an intriguing man to say the least.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count de la Croix's mill. It stands along the Saône Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
How about scouting out the castle first, you know? Oh man, it's continuing. This episode is nearing an hour. It's too much. The thing is, if I had more stuff to do, I would have extended the episode and just make a double, like record a double episode. But I have nothing to do. And if I continue now, I might just get locked in like another half an hour worth of cutscenes. And that's too much. So, if you like long episodes, then you are welcome. I'm just gonna leave it at this. So, it's bound to happen when we're doing story missions. We'll do that later. I'm not gonna waste any more time. Yeah, I think that lady, Oriana, is a vampire. Not sure if it has anything to do with the story. I hope there's more to it than just a sister that wants revenge. I kind of like the whole bigger conspiracy thing going on. I would like those kind of thriller stories. This looks really nice. Really, really nice. Anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate you dropping by. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.